After a lot of experimentation and trial and error, I think I've finally figured out how to use this tiny office to film content, in addition to recording music.
We've been growing apart for so long.
So, quick backstory. A few years ago, I moved and I thought it would be cool to put my office in a walk-in closet. Now, I don't have any regrets. It did come out pretty awesome and I'm happy with it. The only thing I've failed to think about was content creation and what that would be for me. All I was thinking about was recording vocals and making sure the space was conducive to that, but I forgot about filming. So after a lot of trial and error, I think I've finally gotten to the place where I can do everything effectively in here. The biggest pain point in this space for me is the actual setup and teardown. The camera setup that I use, I really love. Like, I think I can get really nice pictures out of it, really nice shots out of it. The problem is it's a setup for a bigger space. In my previous apartment, I used to just leave my setup up all the time. The lights were up, the mic, the tripods, everything was just up, and if I wanted to film something, I could just step right into the shot and do what I needed to do. But in this space, because it's smaller, if I leave everything set up, and because I use this space for so many things, including just living my life, it becomes a jungle of camera equipment that I trip and fall over, and I also break things. And you know, camera stuff is not cheap. I've broken several tripods and I feel really bad about it, but anyways, long story short, the biggest pain point we need to eliminate right now is the actual setup. What is my setup, you ask? I will tell you. Usually I use this wall as a backdrop. I put the camera directly in front of me on a tripod. Then I put a light over here on a tripod, and then I use a big diffusion source on a tripod. That takes up a lot of space. And then on this side, I have another light with a softbox on it, and then I add some lights behind me to make this wall really pop. And yeah, like I said, I love it. I think it looks good. It's just a lot. Some solutions that I have tried to overcome this setup teardown is I caved and bought the rolling, I don't even know what it is called, okay, professionally, but it is basically like a rolling tripod that has all kinds of arms on it. There's an arm for your mic, there's an arm for your light, there's an arm for your camera, there's even an arm for like your iPad. And you can customize it and add more arms to it. I'm just not that scientific. I'm not an architect, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be able to put all that together. And for a few months, I did like that setup, but now I have this huge rolling monster in the space, and honestly, that's enough for me to be like, this isn't my favorite setup. Okay, I switched to a handheld camera because I realized I was trying to show you a million things and I just could not do it. So quickly, I just wanted to share some of the things I've tried to do to solve my setup and takedown crisis. One of which is buying the camera that I'm currently using, which I can dive deeper into later. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I know that it's having a moment online and everybody's obsessed with it, and I did cave and buy it, and I have to say there are no regrets here. The next wave of content you're getting from me is strictly because I got this camera, and it just makes life so much easier because it's teeny tiny. It comes with all these little accessories. I guess we're talking about this now. Are we talking about this now? So it comes with this tiny mic, and it also comes with this bag. Let me grab it. It comes with this bag, specifically if you get the creator combo, which is what I got. If you don't need all the extra accessories, then by means do not get the creator combo. I just had a little bit of FOMO and I wanted all the things that they were offering. So I got that one. But it comes with a little hard case. Inside the case, there is a lens. I'm currently using the lens. It's a wide lens. I just like it because it pushes you a little bit further out, so I'm not like all up in the camera. So yeah, I like the wide angle lens. The case is decent. It comes with the mic that I'm using. I think I just said that. And then the mic has this little, what are they called? I don't know what it's called. Cat ear thing? I don't know what it's called. But it comes with that, which that's handy. It kind of blocks the wind. It also comes with an extra battery situation that you can plug in. So if you're out on the go and you start running low on battery, you can just plug this in and get an additional, you know, some more time out of your camera. And then I'm using it right now. Also, I have hair on my face, it's itching. Did it come with this? It comes with a little stand. And honestly, this was like one of the main reasons I bought the creator combo. It performs pretty decently in low light. There's no windows in here, and usually the shots I get are better than the ones I can get on the Canon, because I'm not a professional camera woman. I just make do with what I need to do. I think this was the answer to all my setup problems, specifically being when I do tutorials at this computer, because as you can see, it's nothing but wall over here. It's really hard to put like tripods and stuff over there, and I've bought other little things. This is for your camera or like whatever you want to put on here. It's technically for a webcam. Let me grab this and show you. It's technically for a webcam, but I put this little ball head on it, and I can technically put my camera on there, which would be this one. Bam. That is a Canon EOS R6, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I bought it and I wasn't using it, because I have a different camera that is my tried and true. If I can find it, I'll show it to you. It's my tried and true that I use for everything, and I bought like a nicer lens to go on it, so it's kind of what I use for everything. This is the Rebel T7i, and I bought a Sigma lens. This is the 18-35 Sigma lens to go on it. It's really heavy, it's heavy duty, but it looks beautiful. Majority of the videos I've ever filmed are with that camera, and so I got the new one thinking it was gonna be like, I don't know, I bought the new one. Okay, I had bought like a newer one. I didn't want to spend like $1 million, but I wanted a newer camera, and ultimately I just ended up using the same old camera because I couldn't upgrade the lens the way I wanted to, because all the lenses for the R6, all of the cameras are like RF, I think. It's like an RF lens, and they're expensive. So I kind of just didn't want to, I wasn't ready to take that investment. And so the camera just kind of collected dust. Prior to me getting this DJI camera that I'm currently filming on, I thought maybe I could just get a wide angle lens, and it turned out that Canon has a really affordable wide angle lens for the RF like line. So I bought that, and that is what ultimately, I just told you a really long story, but that is why I bought this desk tripod to put my camera on there with that wide lens, so it pushes me further back. Pretty much the common denominator with all the lenses I like are the ones that are gonna make me feel more distant, just because this is a smaller space, and it also will help make the space feel bigger than what it is, because like I said, it's teeny tiny, it's a freaking closet. I also wanted to show you another one of the clamp magic arm. This isn't really a magic arm. This is just something I got from Amazon. It was really affordable. It was about like 20 or 30 bucks. I will look for it and link it in the description box, because I do think this is useful. Okay, so the clamp, this is a shelf, and disregard the mess. I have like a whole camera setup going on right now. But it's clamped to my shelf right now. This is like a shelf I have in here because I needed as much storage as possible. This is diffusion. We'll talk about that later. But this is a shelf that I got from IKEA. I clamped this to the shelf, and it has two arms technically. This straight up and down arm, and then this long arm that I find helpful, and sometimes I use for overhead shots. I don't want to get like a whole C-stand like everybody always recommends, because I just don't have space for all of that stuff right now. So this is the baby lens I was telling you about. It's really, really lightweight and small. So now I have been getting a lot more use out of this camera, because I feel like it's great for any shot that I just kind of want to be super wide. And as far as lighting is concerned, I'm obsessed with these Aperture MC lights. I'm sure there are plenty of them that are similar on Amazon that are cheaper, but I believe this came in a pack of 2, so I have another one hidden somewhere else over here behind my desk. I already have like these hue bulbs that I use. Let me see if I can show you a good shot. I have these hue bulbs back here on a little shelf. This whole desk is built on like a shelving system that my dad put up for me. And I like it because if you like to move your shelves to different heights, you literally can just take everything off the shelf and then move this little thing to a different level. You can move it to a different level and have a whole new office by the end of the day, which I have done several times. So yeah, I have some hue lights on here, and then bam, we have another Aperture MC. They're magnetic, so it's just on my little monitor stand. And then when you step away, it just kind of helps give some light. So depending on like what angle I'm standing at, because usually you don't see this. So if I'm like standing at this angle and you see this, I would just add some more lights back there. And then I got another clamp. It's clamped to this side of the desk. It's kind of slightly hidden behind the monitor, but not really. It's there. It is what it is. And this is the light I use to light me if I'm at this angle. And I got this diffusion paper from Amazon, and I've just been cutting it down to size. It's so ugly, but I'm not gonna lie, the job gets done. And basically, so I put the diffusion paper on so you can see. It looks like a little ghost. But it's really ugly to look at, but the job is done. And the main reason I use diffusion paper and not a softbox back there is because I don't have space. All right, I do not have space. So what I did is when I bought these lights, it came with a remote. So when I want to use it, I just turn on the remote, I plug it in, and then you can press on and you can get it as bright as you need it to be. And when I'm sitting down right here, this is actually perfect. It's like all the light I was missing is there and you can't see it. Yeah. Then I used to have shelving on this side of the wall too. And now I have a stand-up desk, because why would you not have a standing desk if you have the space to have a standing desk? And so, yeah, I absolutely love the standing desk. It has like charging ports and stuff like this on this side. I did like hours and hours of research to find, you know, a standing desk that I believed in on Amazon, because the kind I wanted were actually really pricey, which is this glass top kind that you can write on and leave little messages to yourself. And then I just use a little magic eraser to get rid of it. And it's like it never happened. So yeah, I wanted a desk that I can write on, and let me tell you, I don't even write on it. So there's that. But because it's a glass top, you can't put clamps on it. So that brought a new angle and obstacle to the small setup. I'm sure you can put clamps on it. It's just they did not recommend it. And because they didn't recommend it, I'm not down for it because I don't want to crack anything. So basically, one of the downsides of this small space is you kind of have to be aware of all corners if you want to utilize all corners of the space, which is what I want. Other solutions I've tried using for this small space is actually just filming with my iPhone, which was fine. I don't mind filming with my iPhone, but sometimes I am a quality snob. And if you're gonna tell me that my back camera can give me higher quality than my front camera, then I'm gonna wanna film with my back camera. And my annoyance with the back camera is obviously that I cannot see myself. And there has been many times that I filmed an entire thing and I forgot to press record, or I filmed the entire thing and I forgot to flip the camera to the back camera, if that makes any sense. I also tried using an app to monitor myself from the back camera, and that's cool. It worked out for like a day or two, but the idea of having to connect through like Bluetooth and like do all of these steps before you film, after you've set up your camera, you've done your makeup, you did your hair, you did all these things, I don't feel like it. I just want to turn on my camera and do what I need to do. So needless to say, the iPhone did not work out for my tiny space. And I think that is my whole tiny space journey. If there's anything you want me to talk about that maybe I didn't already talk about that can help you if you also have a tiny space or you're considering using a tiny office to do what you need to do, let me know in the comments and I'll go over that. And now I will be able to create content like a beast.
I've been searching for something like we had.